Hello guys, welcome to the new YouTube episode. My name is Ivar, I'm personal trainer from London, and I'm here with Mo, my transformation client.
Hello.
Last weekend, which was a few days ago, Mo competed in his natural bodybuilding competition in a men's physique class, took fourth place in a very tough competition, and now few days later, when emotion come down, all the hype, we just want to sit with Mo, discuss his experience of first of all transformation, and second of all to being on a stage.
Sounds good.
So first of all, Mo, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Both, achieving some incredible transformation. And then second, it's actually step up on a stage and take fourth place, and not just that, but also being qualified for British Natural Bodybuilding Championship, which is, in my opinion, like absolutely insane result.
Thank you. Appreciate you. And your achievement too as well, isn't it, as a coach?
Thank you, Mo. No, it was great. I was actually stressed on a competition. Same like it would be my own competition. So I remember Mo went on a stage, my heart rate went up to the more than 90 beats. So my tracker recorded as I doing workout. So that was stressful. So yeah.
No, it was a good day. It was a good day.
So Mo, how are you feeling after 3 days now after your achievement?
Yeah, as you said, it was like a bit of a hype. So emotions were quite high. A little bit disappointed on the day because I thought I was going to get top 3. It is what it is, though, and I just kind of wanted to take some time out, enjoy some food, take a break from the diet, which has been amazing, and kind of not make a rash decision about whether I want to go to the final or not. So it's a good time to kind of sit down as emotions are lower and the hype is lower. We kind of have a discussion about what are the next plan, how do we reverse, and whether we should go for the final or not.
Okay. Yeah, very tempting to continue this championship. For me, I remember from my past experience, it's a bit of addictive, this competition. In same time, from my own experience, we need to go with the most safe for the health also point, because when you do something like bodybuilding competition, this is always test of your health. You kind of maximize your efforts, and it's putting strain on the body, but in a good way. So I think the way how we went, it was quite good levels to not overpush. In same time to achieve good results. So let's see how you feel in the next few days. If same like now, I think you're ready to go.
I think so, yeah. I mean, yeah, it seems to be okay at the moment, and I'm kind of enjoying things at the moment. So yeah, let's see.
Guys, so Mo completed his 5 months transformation, 18 weeks exactly, February, March, April, May, and June. And it was natural bodybuilding transformation, and he dropped more than 15 kilo, and then body fat from 18% to 8%. So I wanted just to ask you, what motivated you to start body transformation in the first place?
It's a good question, really. I suppose it was a combination of, in 2024, I was training a lot. I was still doing my morning cardios. I was weight training in the evening, but my diet wasn't on point, and I felt like it's kind of affecting my life a little bit. And I kind of wanted to have that goal. I wasn't too bothered about the actual aspect of the bodybuilding itself, because it never really inspired me that much, but I kind of wanted to transform my life, and I knew without having that goal, it was kind of impossible, because if you don't have that goal, you kind of tend to say, okay, I have that pizza, or I have that burger, or I will have that drink. But when you have that goal, I stopped drinking, cheat meal, we're kind of stuck to, what you transcribed, which was not that much towards the end, but I'm sure we'll talk about that. And you kind of had that goal and had that vision, what you want to achieve. And I think it was after 6 weeks, when we were working together, I start feeling more energized, and despite the fact that you're dieting, you're in a calorie deficit, because the food we were eating, it was so nutritious, and was still having my fiber, was still having my salad. I think we had fruit in there to start with. So it was like good food, and I started feeling really great. It started affecting my work, my business, what I was doing, and it just became fucking addictive. Can I swear? I mean, well, too late now. I have.
Like big.
Yeah, I have now. Sorry,
Okay.
but it just became addictive. You know, you kind of, your body's transforming, but also your mindset is transforming. And you know, I wasn't doing stuff that I was doing before, like going out, drinking and partying, because the byproduct of that is always the same. You wake up in the morning, dehydrated, regrets potentially, but it was amazing to kind of have a Saturday, and on Sunday, you go back to the gym and training, and that almost becomes your drug a little bit. It's very addictive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and from my point, I can also add what when you start transforming, and generally competition, or we choose competition as your end goal. Some guys, they choose photo shoot. It's actually quite good to have something like this in a pipeline in the end, as you have responsibility for it, and like clear vision, like on a goal. It will add a layer of discipline into that.
Exactly. Have you seen that Arnie speech? He says you need to have a goal, otherwise you're just going yo-yo. You know,
Yes,
like if you have a goal, you
like
kind of go into
psychological trick for your own mind, and also. As you start, it's like a rolling, like a snowball effect. So you drop first like a water weight, some body fat went down, you lighter, it feels great because you're now choosing mostly healthy foods, and it's like quite you not overeat, and it's like a portion control, so you feel energized. And another one is also when you start seeing first result, also it feels quite good. So both psychological, physiological aspect clicks in together, and then if you catch this wave, you can just keep progressing.
Exactly.
So that's what happened with you.
Yeah, exactly that.
More, I know what like bodybuilding, it's more like not your professional, so you're not trainer, you're doing completely different business, and it's more like your amateur passion on like as a your activity, what you do. And just I wanted to ask you previously about your previous experience on the transformations, or also another competitions. If you tell me a bit more about that.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose it was quite a long time ago, probably about 5 years ago, that I did a prep, and it was fun. I lost a lot of weight, right? And it was very, very quick. But what really made a difference this time versus last time is we had different variety of food, which, so if I got bored of chicken, I was having salmon. If I got bored of salmon, I was eating beef. We had steak. So that was mentally not that draining. But also I think compared this time versus last time, I think I was always hungry last time. You know, it was draining, and I lost a lot of mass. My strength went really low. Whereas this time around, my strength was still up. In fact, I got a little bit stronger until towards like last 5 weeks, when really the body fat dropped below 9%, when we really start feeling a little bit of strength going. But protein was high, more than high than ever before. And it really, really helped me to stay sedated, wasn't that hungry a lot of the time, and I kept my strength as much as possible.
Yes, that's. I'm glad you say that because the way how you prep, it's also make a big difference. Because to lose weight, you can use different systems. It can be fast, it can be quite dramatic, it can be a crash diet. Which is not ideal. So approach what we use, and slowly with the experience of work as a trainer and my own also competition career and research what was done, slowly the system what we use is more sustainable. So it was as high calories as possible, as much more variation if it's possible in a diet for the competition, and that way also the diet is also have enough fat, so your endocrine system functioning, and as well as variation of proteins, also keeping your strength high.
I think one of the things you did, if you remember, beginning of prep, you cut my cardio right back. Like I was doing cardio 5 times a week, you cut it right back to like 20 minutes, 3 to 4 times a week. I don't remember exactly what it was. And I was like kind of thinking, hold on, what the hell, surely I should be doing more cardio because I want to get results a lot quicker. And what really helped my mindset is like weighing myself every morning, and like I was telling you what my weight was on that app on the spreadsheet, and I could see the weight coming down, although I couldn't visually see it in the mirror because I was a bit fatty, and that really helped. I said, okay, I am making progress, so let's stick to the plan, sort of thing.
Yes.
And also, I wasn't that hungry because I was doing far less cardio. And running was the main thing I was doing, which made me hungry all the time.
Yes. This has come down to sometimes to do more, not necessarily that efficient.
Yeah.
And like for me as a trainer, I need to overlook the whole lifestyle, and is that something like excessive cardio, maybe not that efficient, and work with nutrition. Anyways, from the start of the transformation, to slow down everything, so we have some room for future to actually to push more towards end, rather than to use all the cards straight away, and then it will be nothing to do later. So yeah, that was also part of strategy. In the process of this transformation, did you have any breaking point, or maybe time when you want to give up, or some hard moment? If yes, tell me.
Ooh, that's a good question, I suppose. As humans, we don't like to show our vulnerability, but also it's what makes us humans. And it was a long time, 18 weeks, right? Most people struggle to stick to a diet for a week, right? So it would be totally unfair and inhumane of me to turn around and say I didn't have a breaking point. Of course I did. There was moments I was doubting myself. There was moments I said, why am I doing this? I'm a data analyst. I work behind the office. I work in the office behind a desk. Why am I doing this to myself? But when you have those moments, it kind of puts a battery on your back almost. It's like, you can't be that weak. It's 18 weeks. I've lived 38 years, right? And 18 weeks of my life to transform my body and my mind to the point that I've never achieved it before. And when you had that vision and that goal, it's like, okay, that breaking point is good. And I think we spoke about it a couple of times, didn't we? When we said, how are you feeling? I was like, I fucking feel like shit at the moment. And I think that's where the moments that you kind of knew on a call, I need to give him a refeed. I need to give him that burger to start with, or I need to give him that carb refeed. Or sometimes you were kind of knew that, hold on, he can dig a little bit further, and depending on what time we were and the thing. So yeah, there were moments, but I think that's where it's really important to have someone there as a support mechanism, because if you're going to self-prep yourself, it's going to be very, very difficult. When you have someone else that's been through that process, like yourself, you kind of know when that breaking point is, and when someone's going to give up, you kind of give them that extra room to kind of help them have that moment and bounce back again.
But what an amazing ultimate test, physical and mental for yourself. You just come out so much stronger from another.
A lot of the time, I would say mentally is more exhausting than physically, 100%. Yeah, you need to be very disciplined, because it's not like you're prepping for a marathon and you're going to go and run for 4 hours, and after that you go and smash a burger and stuff like that. You, day in, day out, you have a daily goal, and then you have to stick to that for a long period of time. It's like a long-term project.
But yeah, well done. You completed it successfully.
Thanks.
This question, I think, might help other guys who would like to do similar journey of transformation, and maybe you can share your experience of what sacrifice you have to make it happen as a transformation, because everything comes with a price. So what price you pay to achieve that?
What sacrifices and prices I had to make to achieve the transformation? I suppose the biggest one is that terminology, what it's called FOMO, fear of missing out. I think it got around May time and the weather starts getting quite nice, and everyone's out in London and celebrating in a park and drinking beer and all that, and obviously we weren't drinking, it kind of, your mates hanging out, drinking, going to restaurants and stuff like that, and you kind of had to have your Tupperware with you with your chicken and rice. So you kind of felt a little bit left out. But then I've noticed as I was going through this transformation, my circle of friends got smaller. But one thing I've learned from it is actually the people that were around me, although my circle of friends got smaller, they actually start inspiring me to do other stuff. So I wouldn't call it sacrifices, because it wasn't sacrifices, you know, going out, drinking or whatever. It's, as I said, it's always the same, right? You're not really achieving anything. Whereas, that's why I wouldn't call it sacrifice. Whereas the transformation I went through, it started cascading down to every aspect of my life. Yeah, I didn't go out drinking with the guys or anything like that, but then I was fresh in the morning to go for a run on a Sunday or go and do my cardio, but at the same time I was working for the rest of the day. So it wasn't, for me, it wasn't sacrifice. It was actually almost like necessary condition to put myself through to succeed in my life.
Amazing. Yeah, so this type of transformation, what more done, which is bodybuilding competition, it will require this type of discipline. So hats off, you did really well. So yeah, so that's if you compare the lifestyle transformation or even photoshoot transformation and this something what you done, yeah, this is just add one more layer of complicity on that. And yeah, I'm glad what even it feels like a sacrifice in some aspects, it's bring some positive aspects on it.
Yeah, it's, for me, it was all positive. It was all positive. There was, I don't think, other than missing a little bit of food here and there, it was not a negative thing at all, because it really does transform your mindset.
You know, from also experience as a trainer for many years, the most where people struggle also, this is when they go in a nutrition protocol and trying to apply discipline, especially, let's say somebody don't have any, like, I don't know, army before or some sort of like sport, maybe that much in the past. So in the first place, the discipline not installed, it's something new, what need to be applied. So for them, the biggest challenge is to just to put in a mind what it's for period of time. Yeah, so that's like need to be, it's not forever, for all life. You're not gonna miss out on anything.
Exactly.
And time flying just like this. So let's say 12 weeks, 16 weeks, 18 weeks of that applied, completely transform body. And then after that you can balance things out, just to, for the period to stick to it.
Exactly.
Like this is the most challenging somehow for most people.
Exactly.
Well, I want you to describe your experience on a stage. So I was there, so for me as a spectator was super interesting to see this. Maybe you from your side to be on a stage, you can tell your experience.
Yeah, if anyone wants to do it, because it's great fun and it's a little bit nerve-wracking. You know, one of the things that really like being outside, you know, as an amateur and outside of the whole bodybuilding world, there is this stigma attached to bodybuilding, and they think it's all about vanity, it's all about things. But genuinely, you're at most vulnerable when you're up there. You are literally standing there topless, being judged, and if you know, if that's vanity, some people might say it's vanity, but you feel vulnerable, right? Because every aspect, every symmetry, every muscle is being judged. Even your appearance, how you laugh is being judged, right? I know it's a little bit about appearance, but that in itself just shows you, that teaches you so much about, you know, you need to put yourself in uncomfortable situation to progress. I love this quote, I'm paraphrasing over here, it goes like, success is standing on the other side of fear. So if you just literally bent over that line of fear and kind of overcome that, that's when you achieve greatness. And I think that's what I felt like when I was on stage. I think you were asking me like, am I nervous? I wasn't nervous at all. But when we were pumping at the back before we got on stage, and they were kind of touching up all they touch up your tan and make it all shiny and glorious before you go on. And as soon as I said, get this on, that's when my heart rate, I could feel my heart rate going like that. And you know, that really put a battery in my back. I was like, okay, let's go and get this. And it was so much fun. It was so much fun. You know, as a spectator, you probably can hear everything. When I was up there, I switched off. I totally switched off. All I was hearing is the judges saying, do your quarter 10 or something like that. It was just like I fully embraced the moment, and I felt so alive and so different to my everyday life that I was like, I came off stage, I was like, that was fun. That was super fun. All that 18 weeks worked for that 50-second or whatever it was. It was just so much fun. Yeah.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you for sharing with us your actually very in details the way how you felt. I'm sure it will be a lot of guys who listen this small podcast. They actually maybe will be inspired to do the same.
Hopefully, yeah, because it does teach you a lot. It teaches a lot about yourself.
Something interesting you say, push yourself out of comfort zone.
Yeah.
Like I'm also remember exactly the same. So you just there, and then especially if you just started or first time doing this, so out of comfort zone, and it's like literally like a fish taken out of the water. How I felt.
That's a good analogy, yeah.
But then later on, it teaches you a lot, and also with the experience, you can just get more confident. And if you feel confident there and comfortable, then what else?
Exactly, yeah, exactly that. And it was just like all the other aspect of it. I mean, a lot of the things you don't realize, but I was backstage, there was one of the competitors, a lady, she had children and she was deaf, and the whole deaf community were there. And you know, it was just so inspiring to see that someone that has that disability can come and take this sport seriously. And it was just, you know, yeah, a lot of people say it's a sport for vanity, but it was such a humbling moment for me at that point, that say, okay, everyone can embrace this sport and do it. And you know what I love about this sport is the only competition is yourself. It's in the mirror. You're not competing, you're not scoring goals, you're not playing with people 11 aside or 6 aside, right? If your best mate doesn't turn up to the gym, you still can go and train, right? Only person that's holding you back is you. And that's what I love about this sport.
Mm-hmm. I wanted to also to add to this what also result of the competition as well was 4th place, and was 12 people on the stage, and usually from my experience from competing, let's say it can be a lot of people, it can be 10, 20 people, let's say, and then about the half maybe not gonna be that conditioned, and then you have really competition with another half who is really like on a point. And then here I would say it was 90% of these guys who was on stage was fully ready. Yeah, completely ready. So it was really tough competition. Year by year, standard is increasing, and what you pull this place out of this, it's quite amazing. One more thing also, when you do something like competition, first of all you're competing with yourself. So as soon as you know in your heart what you've done, everything what can be done, and you bring your best on a stage, and you clearly bring your best shape into that day, so you already won. That's 100% you in your heart gone. Then after that, it's need to be 101 thing happen successfully. Like it's so many little nuances, or what can happen wrong or good on a stage to make place. So you get your qualification. It was great. You did now incredible 18 weeks transformation and the competition. Now the way how more change, it's absolutely incredible. Like everybody in a gym, everybody just give countless compliments and just absolutely shocked the way how it's possible. And also there was no any like steroids or drugs or any like performance boost, anything like this, nothing, like absolutely pure discipline, like healthy and regular like a food, following protocol and everything. So it's actually done completely like natural way. And the body looks fantastic, incredible, and every detail, like every fiber is out. So now I want to ask you how you feel in your new physique compared to from before.
Obviously, I feel incredible, right? Again, it's only human to be complimented and enjoy the compliment that you get, right? But what I'm trying to do the most now is kind of be as present as possible and kind of remove like my ego from it a little bit, because it's naturally there's a stigma attached to this sport that it's like a very egotistical, it's all about vanity. So I think being present with people, and when they compliment you, you know, you like obviously take the compliment and start ask about them as well, how they do it, etc., and be present with them. There's a lot of what I've noticed, a lot of young guys asking me a lot of questions. So yeah, it gets a bit repetitive sometimes, but again, give them that time, give them that time and energy to kind of get them onto the right path, you know, by being present. So I kind of want to carry that going forward a little bit. In terms of personal goal for myself, in terms of after the transformation, I think we talked about it earlier, it's like mentally I'm in a really good headspace, you know, my sleep is good, you know, I'm in a really good moment in my life at the moment. It's cascaded down to every aspect of my life. You know, I'm focusing on business, I'm focusing on work. I have my gym time, you know, in the morning, and I have my sauna routine that kind of wakes me up. Then I'm working throughout the day. Then I have my weight trainings in the evening, and I have my rest day. So it seemed to be like a routine in place that kind of helps me kind of achieve greater goals in my life as well. And I'm really embracing that and loving that at the moment.
So now, soon we will announce if Mo will be continue his preparation for now British Natural Bodybuilding Championship, which is from now onwards. It's by the time when this podcast will be out, 12 weeks. So this is something to consider. And my goal and target as a coach to make sure all what you do is maximum safe from health point, and then just keep an eye on everything. Mm-hmm. So because one thing is to achieve transformation, after that also to make sure also you properly reverse and maintain result. So what we want to continue into the diet and again make a peak one more time on a championship. After that, instead of just let go because it's not such a forward goal, to find this forward goal and then reverse from it, so Mo can maintain his shape really.
That'd be quite cool actually, and I think we should document that, because one of the questions I'm getting at the moment is like, are you going to put all that weight back on, you know? And I don't know the answer to that, right? I don't know how my body's going to perform, right? Naturally, I want to be eating everything under the sun right now, right? So if we can document that and see how we do that, because that's one of the biggest goals in the fitness industry. Like once you lose the weight, you know, how do you maintain that? Because your body wants to naturally bounce back. So
yes, that will be amazing actually.
Yeah,
I think it will be quite valuable as well. Because myself personally, I went in the past, I went in a right way and wrong way, both.
We all have, haven't we? Yeah.
Yes. So the target is to go right way. So no ballooning after, and maintaining a good shape, and give enough rest for the body, and then enough diet break. Yeah. So my great pleasure was to work with you this 5 months, 18 weeks, and I look forward to continue our work and to achieve even I don't know, the result was so incredible, but even better result, even better achievements.
Let's do it. Why not? Let's do it.
What kept you disciplined throughout this preparation? Another question, what was your biggest motivation to do it?
So what kept me disciplined? I suppose it goes without saying, you as a coach, because you were checking in with me once a week, and also towards the end of the prep, like last 4 or 5 months, it'd be like twice a week, I think. So that there was no escape. You know, if I touch a donut or anything like that, or anything off plan, you would have caught me, because I would have been holding liquid or whatever. But also, I was training with the boys at the gym. I always had a gym partner that I was training with, and at the same time, I had a girlfriend. So if I was trying to be a little bit naughty, she was like, I'm going to text your coach on Instagram. I know who he is. So that really kind of kept me motivated and disciplined. Well, disciplined. Motivated, was that your question? What kept me motivated?
Exactly. What was actually your motivation to do it in the first place?
Well, I came to you when I was a little bit fluffy. I've been training for years, but I wasn't really happy. You know, in 24, I went a bit off the rails, didn't I? So I wasn't really happy where I was. I wasn't happy with the direction I was going, with all the partying and all the nonsense that was going on. So kind of getting away from that and focusing on this and seeing how it kind of cascades to every aspect of my life, it really kept me motivated to carry on going. Even when you put me on that stupid low carb cycling diet, which I hated every minute of it, but it was worth it at the end, wasn't it?
In the end of the day, results are phenomenal and you're looking fantastic. That's what it matters at this time.
Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you.
So what myth about prep you would like to debunk then?
Oh, there's loads, but honestly, one of the things that most people think, you know, even around me in the office and stuff like that, it was like, you're going to be eating chicken and rice and broccoli all the time, and that's just not the case. You have a variety of food. And another one they think is really unhealthy. They think we cut out water a week before for some reason and cut out salt, which you don't really do. You know, you keep the salt in the diet, and the water doesn't really go out. I mean, you're still sipping on water even up in 12 hours before the show. You're still drinking loads of water. So I don't think all this unhealthy stuff that people think it's there. It just doesn't exist.
Yeah, I would
in fact, you drink more water, don't you? You drink loads of water all the time.
I would also add one more. What let's say 10 years ago or some time ago, it was different schemes as well to prepare.
Yeah.
And it was maybe not fully researched. And I remember even myself back in the days, I was advised to cut water, these type of things, which is nowadays it's completely different and more towards healthier
Exactly.
way of prep.
Exactly, yeah.
How big of a role has your coach played in getting you to this point?
Honestly, massive, because it was all about checking in all the time, but it wasn't just like a online checking on a video. It was like always on the phone, always texting me. And you know, I was telling him when we were drying up yesterday, it's like somehow he knew every time I was tempted, his text message just pops up, so I'll put that fucking pizza down. He just somehow knew. And also just kind of always, if I was struggling with something like around digestive or anything like that, I'll have a chat with him, and we always adjusted our diet to kind of accommodate for that. So it's really, really cool to do that. Something that Ivar did that made a massive difference to this prep was the fact that he put me on different variety of food. You know, certain things I don't like, he really avoided it, and I really enjoyed eating my food. We had steak, we had salmon, we had chicken, massive variety of stuff. And it wasn't just potatoes or, you know, bread, we had a variety of carbs as well. And he kept the fat in the diet till very late on as well, which kind of kept with the hormones, and they're just keeping me quite full all the time. So that really helped. The advice I would give anyone that wants to kind of become a bodybuilder or compete in men's physique is do it, because it's going to really help in every aspect of your life, and the discipline you're going to learn from it is absolutely incredible. But if you're going to do it, you need to get a coach, because there will be time you will be doubting yourself, and you need to have a coach there. Even for me, that I've been training for 15 years, I need to have a coach there, because you will have doubts and need someone to keep you in check all the time.
And I really hope some of these points, what we mentioned in this podcast, will be motivational for you guys who want to achieve your own personal body transformation. So get inspired, and look forward to see you in the next episode. Thank you more.
Peace out.